Imagine soaring above the arid expanse of southern Peru, where the land is parched and ancient. Suddenly, beneath you, vast shapes emerge: a hummingbird, a spider, a monkey, all etched into the desert floor. These are the Nazca Lines, mysterious geoglyphs stretching for miles, visible only from above. For over a century, explorers and archaeologists have puzzled over their purpose. If the Nazca people had no aircraft, who were these lines meant for? This documentary dives into the heart of a 2,000-year-old mystery, exploring new discoveries and theories that challenge everything we thought we knew about the Nazca civilization. Nazca Lines are located in the Ica region of southern Peru, on a plateau known as the Nazca Pampa. This elevated desert, about 50 kilometers from the Pacific coast, is one of the driest places on Earth. The reddish-brown surface layered with iron oxide pebbles sits atop pale sandy clay. This geological contrast allowed the Nazca people to create their enduring geoglyphs. Beneath the surface, ancient aqueducts called puquios still channel water, a testament to the Nazca's ingenuity. The harsh environment preserved the lines for millennia, making the desert a silent guardian of secrets waiting to be uncovered. Understand the Nazca Lines, we must first know the people who built them. The Nazca civilization flourished from around 100 BCE to 800 CE, emerging from the earlier Paracas culture. Rather than a unified empire, the Nazca were a network of chiefdoms and villages united by religious traditions. Their society was built around farming, weaving, and pottery, with a population peaking at about 25,000. The Nazca's mastery of water engineering seen in their puquios was essential for survival. Their art, especially polychrome pottery, echoed the motifs found in the geoglyphs, revealing deep connections between their daily life and spiritual beliefs. The heart of Nazca society was Cahuachi, a ceremonial center rather than a city. Located near the Nazca River, Cahuachi was a place of pilgrimage, not permanent residence. Archaeologist Giuseppe Orphisi's excavations revealed a 30-meter pyramid surrounded by adobe mounds. Pilgrims gathered here for rituals, feasts, and offerings, especially those related to water and fertility. Thousands of tombs lie beneath the site, underscoring its spiritual importance. Crucially, Cahuachi overlooks the Nazca Lines, suggesting a deep connection between the ceremonial city and the geoglyphs, possibly as processional routes for religious ceremonies. Nazca were deeply religious, centering their beliefs on nature's forces: water, rain, fertility, and harvest. Their principal deity, the oculate being, was a flying god adorned with trophy heads appearing in pottery, textiles, and geoglyphs. Other deities included mythical animals like the killer whale, spotted cat, and hummingbird. Trophy heads, real human skulls, were used in rituals believed to hold spiritual power. The 2024 AI discovery of geoglyphs depicting decapitated heads confirms the centrality of this theme. The Nazca's rituals were intertwined with their environment, reflecting a profound reverence for the forces that sustained their civilization. Nazca civilization began to decline around 500 CE, collapsing by 750 CE. Catastrophic flooding, likely triggered by El Niño events, and ecological self-destruction played major roles. The Nazca cleared huarango trees for agriculture, leading to soil erosion and vulnerability to floods. Without these trees, a single flood could devastate their infrastructure. The collapse left behind a legacy of art, engineering, and mystery, preserved in the desert silence. Their rituals, language, and daily life faded, but the geoglyphs remain as enduring witnesses to their ingenuity and faith. Nazca pottery, renowned for its vibrant colors and intricate designs, offers a direct link to the geoglyphs. Museum-quality ceramics depict animals such as hummingbirds, orcas, and spotted cats, motifs mirrored in the desert lines. These artifacts reveal the spiritual significance of these creatures, suggesting that the geoglyphs were not mere decorations but carried deep religious meaning. The pottery serves as a tangible connection between the Nazca's artistic expression and their sacred landscape, reinforcing the idea that the lines were part of a broader cultural and spiritual system. Ruins of Cahuachi, captured in aerial and ground-level photographs, showcase the scale and complexity of Nazca's ceremonial architecture. Adobe pyramids and mounds dominate the landscape, offering clues to the rituals performed here. Pilgrims from across the region gathered at Cahuachi for sacred ceremonies, reinforcing its role as a spiritual hub. The site's proximity to the Nazca Lines suggests that the geoglyphs were integral to religious practices, possibly serving as processional routes or ritual spaces. Cahuachi stands as a testament to the Nazca's devotion and architectural prowess. Nazca Lines are geoglyphs, large designs created on the ground. They fall into three main categories: straight lines and rays, geometric figures, and biomorphic figures, animals and plants. Some lines stretch up to 30 kilometers, running perfectly straight across the desert. Geometric shapes like trapezoids and spirals span hundreds of meters, while animal figures range from 10 to 370 meters in length. The sheer scale and precision of these designs, created without aerial vantage points, highlight the Nazca's mastery of geometry and coordinated labor. Each category served distinct purposes, reflecting the complexity of Nazca society. On the Nazca geoglyphs, several figures stand out for their scale and symbolism. The hummingbird, 93 meters long, is the most iconic, associated with rain and flight in Andean cosmology. The spider, drawn as a single unbroken line, is linked to water rituals and possibly the Orion constellation. The monkey, with its spiral tail and 9 fingers, hints at connections to the Amazon and the Big Dipper. The giant bird, stretching over 300 meters, points toward the June sunrise, fueling astronomical theories. Each figure embodies a blend of artistry, spirituality, and mystery, inviting endless interpretation. Hummingbird geoglyph, captured in high-resolution aerial photographs, is a marvel of ancient engineering. Its precise proportions and recognizable features make it one of the most studied and celebrated Nazca figures. Created between 200 BCE and 600 CE, the hummingbird's association with rain and flight underscores its spiritual significance. The figure's scale, 93 meters long, demonstrates the Nazca's ability to plan and execute massive designs without modern technology. The hummingbird remains a symbol of the Nazca's artistic legacy and their quest to communicate with the divine. Spider geoglyph, measuring 46 meters across, is drawn as a single continuous line. Its clean, well-defined shape stands out against the desert floor, captivating researchers and visitors alike. Some link the spider to the Orion constellation, while others see it as a symbol of water rituals, since spiders were believed to bring rain in Andean tradition. The technique used to create the spider, unbroken lines, reflects the Nazca's sophisticated methods and ritualistic approach to construction. The spider's enduring presence highlights the Nazca's connection to both the natural world and the cosmos. Monkey geoglyph, with its distinctive spiral tail and nine-fingered hands, is one of the most elaborate Nazca figures. Measuring 93 by 58 meters, the monkey is a jungle animal depicted in the middle of a desert, suggesting possible trade routes or cosmological connections between the Nazca and Amazonian cultures. The spiral tail remains a subject of debate, with some researchers linking it to celestial pattern. The monkey's presence in the Nazca Desert underscores the civilization's wide-ranging influences and the symbolic importance of animals in their spiritual worldview. Nazca lines were built using simple yet ingenious methods. Workers removed the top layer of iron oxide-coated pebbles, exposing the pale clay beneath. This contrast created the visible lines. The clay's lime content hardened with morning mist, protecting the designs from erosion. For straight lines, wooden stakes and ropes provided guides, enabling perfect alignment over kilometers. Figures were scaled up from small sketches using grid and rope technique. Spiral shapes like the monkey's tail were made by rotating ropes around posts. The process required no advanced technology, only careful planning and ritualized labor. Despite their massive scale and aerial visibility, the Nazca lines were constructed entirely from ground level. Researchers have replicated portions of the lines using only stakes and ropes, proving that the builders did not need to see the finished product from the air. The precision achieved by the Nazca demonstrates their deep understanding of geometry and coordinated teamwork. The construction process itself may have been part of the ritual, with lines walked multiple times before finalization. This dispels the myth that the Nazca needed advanced technology or aerial views to create their masterpieces. Nazca geoglyphs were known locally for generations, but the first documented archaeological observation came in 1927. Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejia Xesspe noticed what he called sacred pathways from a hillside above the Nazca plain. From ground level, the lines appeared as cleared gravel tracks, their patterns invisible. Xesspe recorded his findings but did not pursue further investigation. His discovery marked the beginning of modern research into the Nazca lines, setting the stage for future breakthroughs and global fascination. 1939, American historian Paul Kosok arrived in Peru to study ancient irrigation systems. On the winter solstice, he observed the sun setting precisely along a major Nazca line, sparking the theory that the lines were astronomical instruments. Kosok flew over the lines, gaining the first systematic aerial view, and declared the Nazca Pampa the largest astronomy book in the world. His observations laid the foundation for the astronomical calendar theory, captivating researchers and the public alike. Maria Reiche, a German mathematician and cartographer, dedicated her life to studying and protecting the Nazca lines. After meeting Kosok in 1940, she spent 58 years mapping, measuring, and advocating for the geoglyphs. Living in a mud house on the plateau, Reiche meticulously documented every figure, earning the title La Señora de las Líneas. Her work preserved the lines during critical periods, and her astronomical theories, though challenged, brought global attention to the Nazca's legacy. Reiche's passion ensured the survival of one of humanity's greatest mysteries. 1994, the Nazca lines were inscribed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, granting them international protection. Technological advances including satellite imaging, LiDAR, and drone surveys enabled researchers to identify previously unknown geoglyphs. By 2020, over 1,200 geoglyphs had been catalogued. The UNESCO designation not only preserved the site but also fueled ongoing research, ensuring that the Nazca lines remain a subject of global fascination and scientific inquiry. Earliest major theory, proposed by Kosok and expanded by Reiche, suggested that the Nazca lines functioned as a massive astronomical observatory and calendar. Annual figures were believed to correspond to constellations, and the lines tracked celestial events. While this theory held sway for decades, later computer analyses challenged its validity, showing that line alignments with astronomical events were largely coincidental. Despite its romantic appeal, the astronomical calendar theory is now considered incomplete, though it remains a key part of Nazca lore. Another compelling theory posits that the Nazca lines were ceremonial pathways, meant to be walked rather than viewed from above. Archaeologists like Johann Reinhard and Anthony Aveni suggest that the act of walking the lines was itself a ritual, connecting pilgrims to mountain gods for rain and fertility. Trapezoidal shapes may have served as gathering spaces for ceremonies. Archaeological evidence, including ceramics and textiles found along the lines, supports this theory, highlighting the functional relationship between the geoglyphs and the landscape. Most widely accepted theory today is that the Nazca Lines were offerings to water and weather deities, meant to be seen by gods from above. Johann Reinhardt's research, supported by ethnographic data, shows that the figures were created to petition for rain and agricultural fertility. Animal motifs like the hummingbird, spider, and condor are all linked to water in Andean symbolism. The lines and trapezoids converge at points related to water sources, reinforcing the idea that the Nazca Pampa was a massive outdoor temple for divine communication. Controversial variation of the water theory suggests that the Nazca Lines may have served as markers for underground aquifers. Independent researcher David Johnson used dowsing to identify correlations between line patterns and subterranean water sources. While the scientific community remains skeptical of dowsing, the proximity of many lines to the Nazca's Puquio aqueduct system is noted as potentially significant. This theory adds another layer to the Nazca's relationship with water, blending ritual and practical engineering. Ancient astronaut hypothesis, popularized by Erich von Däniken in 1968, claimed that the Nazca Lines were built as landing strips for extraterrestrial visitors. The long straight lines were interpreted as runways, and animal figures as signals. While this theory captured public imagination, it has been thoroughly rejected by archaeologists. Evidence shows that the Nazca people built the lines themselves using simple tools, and the desert floor is unsuitable for landing vehicle. Despite its flaws, the alien theory keeps the Nazca Lines in the spotlight, fueling ongoing curiosity. Illustrations and infographics help visualize the 5 major theories about the Nazca Lines: astronomical calendar, sacred walkways, water ritual, underground water mapping, and alien landing strips. Each theory offers a unique perspective, reflecting the complexity and enduring mystery of the geoglyphs. The comparison highlights how scientific, cultural, and imaginative interpretations have shaped our understanding of the Nazca, underscoring the importance of ongoing research and discovery. September 2024, a landmark study by Yamagata University and IBM Research used artificial intelligence to discover 303 new Nazca geoglyphs in just 6 months. The AI, based on the RayNet 50 neural network, analyzed high-resolution aerial and drone imagery, generating probability maps to identify hidden figures. Human archaeologists confirmed the AI's predictions, achieving a discovery rate 16 times faster than traditional methods. This breakthrough nearly doubled the known inventory of Nazca figurative geoglyphs, revolutionizing our understanding of the site. AI system used for the Nazca survey was trained to recognize geoglyph patterns using existing examples. By segmenting known geoglyphs into smaller subimages, researchers expanded the dataset. The AI processed vast geospatial data, generating probability maps at 5-meter resolution. Human archaeologists then conducted field surveys at high-probability locations, confirming the AI's prediction. This method accelerated discovery and provided a new lens for analyzing the Nazca Lines, demonstrating the power of technology in archaeological research. The 303 new geoglyphs discovered by AI, most were relief-type figures, smaller, subtler designs formed by low mounds of stones. These averaged around 9 to 10 meters in length, contrasting with the larger line-type figures. The new discoveries included humanoid forms, decapitated heads, domesticated camelids, a killer whale holding a knife, and various birds and fish. The diversity of subjects offers fresh insights into Nazca ritual life and the symbolic importance of animals and human activities. 2024 AI study revealed that relief-type and line-type geoglyphs differ in style, location, subject matter, and purpose. Relief-type figures cluster along foot trails, positioned within viewing distance for travelers. Built by individuals or small groups, they served as information signs for fellow travelers. Line-type geoglyphs, distributed across ceremonial paths, were built at a community level for large-scale ritual. This distinction underscores the layered complexity of the Nazca Lines, serving both practical and spiritual functions. Visualization from the Yamagata University study shows a map of the Nazca Pampa with old and newly discovered geoglyphs plotted. Yellow markers highlight what was hidden for 2,000 years. This image demonstrates the power of AI in uncovering ancient secrets and mapping the distribution of geoglyphs. The visualization provides a clear overview of the ongoing research and the potential for future discoveries, keeping the Nazca mystery alive. Close-up images of newly discovered geoglyphs, such as the killer whale holding a knife in humanoid forms, offer a glimpse into the ritual world of the ancient Nazca. These figures, found near ancient footpaths, reflect the diversity of subjects and the evolving understanding of Nazca symbolism. The discoveries highlight the ongoing nature of research and the potential for even more hidden geoglyphs waiting to be revealed in the Nazca Pampa. AI study's most significant finding is that relief-type and line-type geoglyphs served entirely different purposes. Relief-type figures were information signs for travelers, built to be seen from the ground. Line-type figures were community ceremonial infrastructure, designed for large-scale rituals and offerings to the gods. This dual purpose reflects the Nazca's layered cosmology, blending practical communication with spiritual devotion. The discovery reshapes our understanding of the Nazca Lines, revealing a complex system of meaning. Despite technological advances and new discoveries, many questions about the Nazca Lines remain unanswered. The exact rituals performed, prayers spoken, and gods invoked are lost to history. The Nazca left no written records, and their voices are heard only in their art and geoglyphs. Researchers estimate that hundreds more geoglyphs may still be waiting to be confirmed. The mystery endures, inviting future generations to explore and interpret the Nazca's legacy. After nearly a century of research and the largest dataset ever assembled, the answer to who the Nazca Lines were built for is complex. The large line-type geoglyphs were offerings to gods above, meant to be seen by divine eyes. The small relief-type figures were signs for travelers built to be seen from the ground. Together, the Nazca Lines form a layered sacred landscape, functioning as a temple for the gods and a network of ritual paths for the people. This duality reflects the Nazca's cosmology, blending faith and practicality. Large famous line-type geoglyphs, hummingbird, spider, monkey, condor, and geometric shapes, were almost certainly made to be seen by gods looking down from above. The Nazca believed that mountain deities controlled rain and rain was life. To petition these gods, they created massive offerings on the desert floor, visible only from the sky. This tradition is consistent with ancient and modern Andean practices, where offerings are made at sacred sites to weather gods. The Nazca lines are a testament to faith, drawn in the desert. Small relief-type geoglyphs, clustered along foot trails, were built for people walking the sacred landscape. These figures served as signs, markers, and declarations of ritual practice, visible to travelers passing by. They reflect the Nazca's need for communication, guidance, and connection within their environment. The relief-type geoglyphs add a human dimension to the Nazca lines, showing that the landscape was not only a temple for the gods, but also a network for the living. Nazca lines now appear as a layered system, a giant sacred landscape functioning as both a temple for the gods above and a network of ritual paths for the people below. This duality reflects the Nazca's cosmology, blending spiritual devotion with practical communication. The geoglyphs are not just art or engineering, they're expressions of faith, identity, and community, drawn into the earth for both divine and human eyes. Despite all we have learned, the Nazca lines still hold mysteries. We may never know the exact prayers spoken, the names of the gods invoked, or the emotions of a people who look to the sky for hope. The Nazca civilization collapsed, their language unwritten, their rituals lost, yet their prayers remain carved into the earth, visible from the air after 2 millennia. The Nazca lines are some of the largest prayers ever made by human hands, enduring as symbols of faith and mystery. Nazca lines challenge us to reconsider the boundaries between art, science, and spirituality. Built without aircraft or satellite views, they were designed for eyes above, divine or human. The lines are a testament to the Nazca's ingenuity, faith, and desire to communicate across time and space. As we continue to explore and interpret their legacy, the Nazca lines remind us that some mysteries are not meant to be solved, but to inspire wonder and reflection. This documentary draws on aerial footage, museum artifacts, expert interviews, and AI-driven visualizations to tell the story of the Nazca lines. Footage from NASA, drone surveys, and historical archives enrich the narrative. Interviews with researchers like Masato Sakai, Johan Reinhardt, and Anthony Avani provide expert insights. The documentary structure follows the journey from mystery to discovery, theory to consensus, and finally, reflection on what remains unknown. Documentary unfolds in chapters: cold open with aerial footage, introduction to the Nazca people, exploration of the lines, discovery stories, theories, the 2024 AI breakthrough, answers, remaining mysteries, and closing credits. Each chapter builds on the previous, guiding viewers through the layers of history, science, and spirituality that define the Nazca lines. The structure ensures a logical flow, maintaining engagement and clarity throughout.